Mes amis, s'il vous plaît, veuillez accueillir chaleureusement notre premier candidat, Guy Caron.
New Democrats, please welcome to the stage, Guy Caron.
Good afternoon, friends and fellow New Democrats. Welcome to Hamilton. I'm so proud to be here to support Guy Caron as the next leader of the NDP.
Bonjour à tous et à toutes, et je me joins à Scott pour vous souhaiter la bienvenue ici à Hamilton. Et surtout, je suis extrêmement fière de supporter Guy Caron.
I want to start out by congratulating each candidate on a well-fought campaign. This leadership race has reminded me why I'm so proud to call myself a New Democrat.
La course a été une excellente occasion de réfléchir sur le genre de pays que nous espérons bâtir pour nous-mêmes et pour les générations futures. En tant que néo-démocrates, nous sommes chanceux de pouvoir choisir parmi 4 excellentes visions social-démocrates pour y arriver.
As a proud steelworker, Guy convinced me that he can connect us with the values we hold dearly as New Democrats, and that he can inspire us to move our party forward with progressive new ideas.
Lorsque j'ai appuyé Guy, je l'ai décrit comme étant un économiste de formation et un progressiste de conviction, parce qu'il réussit si bien à marier la crédibilité à la compassion. En tant que député, je l'ai vu travailler sans relâche pour défendre les intérêts des gens de son comté, et je sais que Guy comprend parfaitement la réalité des régions du Québec.
Guy understands that politics should be in the service of people, not the other way around. Quite simply, he's the best candidate to continue the work that Jack Layton started.
Je suis convaincue qu'il est le mieux placé pour unir toutes nos forces au pays. Alors, plein feu sur Guy Caron et allons voir ensemble son histoire.
Thank you.
I'll be honest, when I launched my campaign back in February, who's that guy was a comment I heard frequently. But I kept my head down and I campaigned hard.
Camping launched on February 27th, and that's over 200 days ago. Was very nerve-wracking. I knew what I was getting into, but it was really nerve-wracking. I was excited. Nerveux également parce que bon, j'étalais pour la première fois la vision que j'avais pour le parti, mais aussi pour le pays. Et de le faire avec mon épouse et mes enfants qui étaient là, c'est pour moi quelque chose d'extrêmement important et de sentir leur appui. Valérie, mon épouse, m'a toujours appuyé dans tout ce que j'ai accompli. I was seeing the couple as being a union of 2 individuals. You need to keep your individuality within the couple, but the couple helps you to maximize really the strengths that you have and to get the best of you. Valérie was able to get that of me. Ça a été le cas dans notre vie professionnelle, dans notre vie personnelle et particulièrement après la naissance de Dominique et d'Edith, alors que, évidemment, tous les défis qui se présentent dans le fait d'élever 2 enfants. I'm in this race because I was thinking of my kids, I was thinking of their future, I was thinking of the fact that the next generation will be worse off than the current generation. Et pour moi, c'est inacceptable dans un pays aussi riche que le Canada. And I want to be able to fight to ensure that people can have this vision. This is what I can bring to this race, to this country, and this is why I decided to run.
Hello, Hamilton. My name is Ken Newman. I'm the National Director of the Steelworkers. It's an honor for me to be here in our wonderful progressive family. It's particularly nice to be here in Hamilton, NDP country. We steelworkers are not shy to say it loud and clear that the NDP is the party of labor. The NDP is the party of workers. The NDP is the only party for steelworkers. The steelworkers' leadership are very proud to say loud and clear, we endorse Guy Caron as the next leader of the NDP. Let me tell you why I support Guy. Guy has put forward bold policies to build a strong, progressive Canada. Guy's knowledge of the issues has allowed him to articulate a path forward. Guy has offered solutions to the biggest challenges of our time, like climate change and inequality. And Guy always thinks of workers first. For Guy, it's not just lip service. Guy Caron comes from labor. Guy has been fighting for progressive issues for the past 30 years. In the labor movement, Guy fought so workers could receive their hard-earned pensions when Abitibi-Bowater filed for bankruptcy. At the Council of Canadians, Guy fought against privatization of our healthcare system. As the Canadian Federation of Students, as the first ever Francophone president, Guy fought Jean Chrétien's cuts to education. Guy has been there in the trenches fighting with us all of his life. He does it the only way he knows how, by bringing people together, by building bridges between Quebec and English-speaking progressives, by building bridges between rural and urban areas. As steelworkers, we know a thing or two about building bridges. And without a doubt, Guy is the bridge builder that we need. Join me. Let's make Guy Caron the leader of the New Democratic Party and the next Prime Minister of Canada.
Joining us now in Ottawa, Guy Caron, the national chairperson of the Canadian Federation of Students. Guy, can you start?
Quand je me suis impliqué en politique étudiante, ce n'était pas nécessairement pour être en politique autant que pour tenter d'améliorer la vie des étudiants de mon campus, de mon université. And I was not that involved with the external politics, the federal politics, until I started joining meetings at CFS. Ce qui m'a donné l'opportunité de pouvoir rencontrer des gens de divers milieux, diverses régions, puis de comprendre au bout du compte que la réalité de l'Université d'Ottawa, c'était une réalité parmi tant d'autres réalités. This camaraderie between the members of the student movement really helped me a lot to understand what can be achieved when we work together. Pour moi, le leadership, c'est vraiment la capacité d'inspirer toute une équipe derrière pour pouvoir ramer dans la même direction et en arriver avec des résultats communs. Et évidemment, pour pouvoir inspirer, on doit pouvoir obtenir le meilleur de chacun et chacune justement vers ce but commun. To be able to feel that they are part of a team and they have something to contribute and to get the best of them. What I learned is that the future of politics, because of the way millennials think or the way that they see politics, will be very different than what we have experienced ourselves. Il n'y aura plus vraiment de question à savoir si les jeunes veulent se joindre à un parti ou à un autre, s'ils veulent faire partie de l'équipe orange, de l'équipe rouge ou de l'équipe bleue, as much as being inspired and being driven by the issues. If the issues are able to connect with them, they will join you. Ils attachent beaucoup d'importance aussi aux personnalités. Ils veulent avoir des gens qui sont authentiques, qui vont les inspirer and to believe in them.
Hello, fellow New Democrats. I'm so pleased to be with you today to take part in the NDP Leadership Showcase for Guy Caron.
Thank you for joining us for this exciting and important event before we vote to elect our new leader. We're so proud to support Guy.
Let's be clear. For the NDP, the path to victory goes through Quebec. Jack Layton knew this, and he focused on reaching out to Quebecers.
That was the winning approach. Finally, the NDP was speaking the same language as Quebecers, and I don't mean French. I mean of progressive values, of taking care of our families, our communities, and our country.
Like Jack, Guy understands the importance of building bridges, and he's uniquely positioned to lead us to win seats both in Quebec and right across the country.
He's perfectly bilingual, one of the only a handful of NDP MPs who actually increased their vote in the last election. He's the ideal foil for Trudeau, offering substance over image and authenticity over spin. Guy is ready to take on both Liberals and Conservatives in the House of Commons.
My riding of Vancouver Kingsway is a multicultural community where folks are looking for policies that make a difference in their lives. Guy understands the challenges that face working families of all kinds. I know he'll connect with voters in Vancouver and put us in the best position to win in 2019.
As leader, Guy is ready to tackle the tough challenges of our time. Above all, he's a consensus builder, from coast to coast to coast.
Friends and New Democrats, it's time to end the back and forth between Liberals and Conservatives. It's time for Canada's NDP. It's time for Guy Caron.
My friends, New Democrats and progressives across the country, we have to think about the next election in 2019 because that should be our goal. After disappointing progressives on climate change, on First Nations, on tax havens, on electoral reforms, you have an idea of what Justin Trudeau will say to stay in power, don't you? I can tell you what he will be saying. He will actually be quoting another famous Canadian Justin. He will tell progressives, is it too late to say sorry?
Liberals have failed. They have failed to implement anything that they promised. And especially about electoral reform. They've been lying to you, and they sabotaged every effort to get that. And for which they told us there's nothing else we can do. There is something we can do. The first thing we'll do as a majority NDP government will be to implement electoral reform with a mixed member proportional, moving away from first past the post, because we'll respect our commitment.
Everything is a matter of choice, and everything is a matter of political will.
En 2019, nous pouvons former le gouvernement, nous allons former le gouvernement. Et la manière de former le gouvernement, c'est en bâtissant des ponts entre le Québec et le reste du pays.
I'm with the New Democratic Party because I do believe in the values it carries. I do believe in the values of fairness, of solidarity.
Les valeurs que nous défendons au NPD sont les valeurs que défendent les Canadiens et les Canadiennes. Ces valeurs sont celles dont nous devrons nous inspirer pour la plateforme de 2019 et nous devrons inspirer les Canadiens et les Canadiennes d'une manière que nous n'avons pas encore réussi à faire.
C'est what Tommy Douglas, David Lewis, Ed Broadbent, Jack Layton, Thomas Mulcair, Audrey McLaughlin, Melissa McDonald fought for as well.
Alors, je suis au NPD pour défendre ces valeurs, pour avancer ces valeurs, pour inspirer et aussi pour donner cette vision du Canada de demain.
To ensure that no one is left behind.
Que seul un gouvernement néo-démocrate pourra mettre de l'avant.
And I want to add my voice to those powerful fighters for justice and for fairness.
These days, I don't hear, who's that guy, so much. Instead, more and more people are saying, I like that Guy.
Thank you.
Bonjour, Hamilton. My name is Valerie Stansfield. Guy is my husband. I'm really nervous. I've never done this sort of thing before. At the beginning of the campaign, Guy's team assured me I'd never have to do this sort of thing. And that did not last. They came back to me and said, Guy can actually win this. We really need you. So here I am. I'm happy that New Democrats across Canada are seeing what I saw when I first met Guy Caron many, many years ago. He's a loving partner, a great dad, and he would be a great leader. I care a great deal about the legacy we'll leave with our children. And with Guy, I know that the NDP and our country are in good hands. With that, please join me in welcoming to the stage my husband, Guy Caron.
Bonjour tout le monde. C'était Dominique. Hello Hamilton, hello New Democrats across the country. First, I want to acknowledge that we are in the traditional territory and we are gathering in the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe First Nations. Est-ce que j'ai pas la meilleure femme du monde, la femme la plus merveilleuse du monde? Merci. Merci Valérie. Lorsqu'on a commencé à parler d'une possible participation à la course de la chefferie, nous savions que ce ne serait pas une décision facile. Ça voudrait dire beaucoup de temps passé sur la route. It was a serious endeavor, and like all big decisions, we took it as a family, because without our loved ones, nothing is worthwhile. Dominique et dit, papa vous aime beaucoup. Et Valérie, merci encore pour ton appui. So listen, I use the word we a lot. I've just told you how we as a family made the decision to run for the leadership. I strongly believe in the power of the word we. During this campaign, sometimes my trusted team would tell me, Guy, this is a leadership race. Why can't you say I more than we? And I would say, what's the problem with this? And what they would be saying is, well, we is great, but only you are proposing to make electoral reform the first bill of an NDP government. So sure, it's a valid point, but here's the thing, Hamilton. The NDP is the party of the we. It may be self-evident, but we is what makes everything possible. It's because of we, all of us here, that no matter who the next leader of our party will be, we will make electoral reform the first bill of the first ever federal NDP government. And I do believe we can win in 2019, and I don't believe we should be shy about saying it. To win in 2019, we'll need to focus on three things: offering a detailed, ambitious, and truly progressive agenda for change. We'll need to win back progressives by providing a clear contrast to Trudeau's Liberals, substance over flashy socks, and authenticity over empty slogans. And we absolutely need to regain our strength in Quebec. When we win in Quebec, we win seats all across the country, because then we become a real progressive alternative everywhere in Canada. Et comme parti, on ne peut pas reculer. Notre rôle est de poursuivre le dur travail des générations de néo-démocrates qui nous ont précédés et qui ont consacré leur vie à faire de notre parti un parti qui est véritablement national. Building bridges between progressive-minded people in Quebec and the rest of the country is not easy. And I know it's not easy because it's something I've been working on my whole life. But it is possible. Listen, my friends, I've been crystal clear in my views. The state has no business telling women or men how to dress. And that's why I oppose Quebec's Bill 62. But I do believe it should be up to the Quebec's National Assembly. That's the very essence of the Sherbrooke Declaration. La laïcité de l'État au Québec n'a jamais voulu dire que nos politiciens ne peuvent afficher leur foi. Ce qui importe, ce sont leurs idées, ce sont leurs valeurs. Et j'aimerais dire, Jagmeet, tu as une place dans notre parti et tu as une place dans notre Québec. Jagmeet, you have a place in our party and you have a place in my Quebec. Let's not kid ourselves. These are not easy conversations to have, but I strongly believe that as a party, we're more than up to the challenge. I'm so proud that all three of my fellow leadership colleagues have confirmed that they support the principles of the Sherbrooke Declaration. When we put these issues on the table a few weeks back, some people told us that we should not rock the boat, that maybe we should put our heads in the sand and hoping that these issues would just go away. But maintaining growing NDP support in Quebec is vital to the future of our party. And I simply could not take the easy road out and leave these challenges for another day. Leadership is about making real decisions that affect people's life, and sometimes those decisions are difficult ones. With me as leader, we will not only hold what we have in Quebec, we'll actually grow, and we will be fulfilling Jack's dream and ensure the NDP's presence in the province for years to come. But my campaign is not just about Quebec. It's also about bringing economic credibility to bold policy ideas. Dès le premier jour de ma campagne, j'ai affirmé que la lutte à la pauvreté devait être une préoccupation centrale du NPD. Et c'est pour ça, mes amis, que j'ai placé le revenu de base au cœur de mes politiques. It's big and it's bold, and it will fundamentally change the way we help the most vulnerable among us. Imagine a Canada where meeting your basic needs, food, shelter, and clothing, is no longer a struggle. Imagine the huge wave of potential that we can trigger in this country. Just think, a student who doesn't need to have 2 jobs to finish a degree. A Canadian who has been unemployed for a long time, who has opportunities to finally retrain for a better job. When people don't have to struggle simply to survive, they're actually in a position to thrive and to plan for the future. And that, my friends, is worth fighting for. Et oui, le revenu de base vise à éliminer la pauvreté, mais aussi à nous aider à faire face à des réalités économiques et des défis économiques qui nous attendent, comme l'automatisation rapide de notre société, comme également la transition qui va être nécessaire pour une économie qui va être basée sur l'énergie renouvelable. Leadership is about looking ahead. It's about committing ourselves to remedy our inaction. Le nouveau citoyen canadien de Montréal qui peine à trouver un emploi a les mêmes rêves et les mêmes inquiétudes que le travailleur de l'Atlantique qui cherche à se recycler. Les deux veulent nourrir leurs enfants et les deux veulent prendre soin de leurs parents. Et le devoir des progressistes, c'est de bâtir des ponts entre ces deux personnes. My friends, I was inspired, I was humbled by the support I felt throughout this campaign. I want to assure you, I am ready to lead. Let's do it now. Join me. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.